Hey guys, Ariel over here at Nyth. Just watching the little birdies flip back and forth through the trees around my place. They always sound so cheerful. Got a lot of chickadees of various kinds and nuthatches around here, which is always cool. It's the day after Thanksgiving. Hope you guys all enjoyed your day. I did not actually have a turkey dinner. I cook turkeys all year round anyway, but I did have a lovely dinner with a friend. We had some elk meatloaf, and hope you all enjoyed whatever you were doing with your family or friends yesterday. The weather has been a little weird. If you look around outside my place, you will notice there is almost no snow. This is the day after Thanksgiving. We're almost at the end of November. There was more snow in August, September, October. The last few days have gotten really warm for this time of year. The snow has almost all melted. It rained all night last night. Of course, at some of the higher elevations it was still snowing, but doesn't look like it from anywhere around here. So the weather's kind of weird. You can probably hear the creek. It's over the hill down there. It's raging like a spring snowmelt right now. High and muddy, and anyway, that's interesting. So I'm just out here splitting a little more firewood today. If you come around behind here and look at my firewood bin, I have a gravel bucket there that needs to go into the back of the van for when it is actually snowing. I just keep it there in case I need it for weight or traction or anything. But my wood bin is almost full to the rafters. It's full back there. This side is full pretty far up. So I've got kind of just this little hole here in the front to fill in. That's what I'm working on. So I thought I would chat for a minute while I work on some wood splitting. The sun's been kind of in and out today. Like I said, it's pretty unusually warm for this time of year in this location. Now that still doesn't mean it's exactly hot. You notice I'm not just wearing a t-shirt, but if I split wood here for a little bit, probably will end up getting a little too warm and have to shed some layers. Thanks for all the really kind and positive comments from everybody on my last couple videos about my future homestead. I am really excited about it. But as I said, for now I'm just here doing all this stuff. And just also wanted to mention in regards to YouTube in general, try not to put too much of the bark in my wood pile. It makes it a little wet, or it tends to hold more moisture if it gets humid. Also in relation to wood splitting, I have had tons of suggestions from people to do all kinds of other things so that none of my pieces will go flying. But, you know, right now I'm young. Figure it's good exercise. Maybe at some point in my life I'll do something different, but for now this works for me. So anyway, back to YouTube in general. I enjoy doing videos. I like putting content out there that I think can be helpful to other people, especially when I've had to learn something the hard way or screwed up something or whatever, so that hopefully somebody else doesn't have to do the same thing. But YouTube does come with some drawbacks. Lots of you guys that are great and polite and friendly and helpful. There is a few people in the internet world, sadly, who apparently didn't get taught by their parents that if they didn't have something nice to say, they shouldn't say it. And I don't try to censor what goes on comment threads much at all. If you want to call me ugly or stupid or dumb or insane or whatever, I don't care. I'm the one choosing to put part of my life out there publicly. But when a comment thread turns into something where people are calling each other names, I do usually delete that comment just because I want my channel to be somewhere that's free of that kind of stuff for other folks who want to come check it out. And it's not something I do very often. I think I've had to do that like 4 times over the years. But it's not because I am objecting to somebody disagreeing with me, but I just don't like when the atmosphere gets that rude toward everyone else who wants to follow what I'm doing. So it is Black Friday. If you live in the States, this is usually the day where everyone goes shopping for all kinds of stuff. I'm obviously not out shopping. I am at home, kind of enjoying the warmth, though at this point in the year I'm ready for snow and would prefer snow over rain for sure. But you get what you get, and so that's what the weather's like. So taking it as a day to split a little more of my firewood pile. But for all those of you who are going shopping, my encouragement would just be for people to remember that, you know, just yesterday was the day to celebrate being thankful for what you have. And the thing I don't like about the holidays is that it seems to encourage, I'm not trying to be a Scrooge, but it seems to encourage so much pressure among people to go buy stuff and have stuff. And I don't have any objection to stuff. I have some nice stuff that I like. But it is, I think, oftentimes when people spend money on a lot of useless stuff. So I just encourage you all to think about whether those things are something that you actually want or need or will use, or if the person you're getting them for will want them or use them, or if they're just going to turn into, you know, useless trash in a landfill that isn't really benefiting anybody. And could you do something else with your time and money that you're spending on that would be of more long-term value to you? Just a thought. I got no objection to stuff or having nice things. It's just sometimes a little sad to me, the pressure I see that goes on to just buy things for the sake of buying things. And just not my thing. That's why I'm not out shopping. Also, I found that one of the benefits of living in an area where there isn't much shopping is that it makes it a little easier to have self-control. Last time I went to a bigger city, quite a few hours from here, I went into a store with a specific list of things I wanted. I'd been living on my own for quite a few years at that point, and I decided it was time in my life to get a few nice household furnishing things. So I went there with a specific list. And what amazed me, because I get to not be around a lot of those kinds of stores all the time, even though that's occasionally inconvenient, was that I walked out of there absolutely feeling like I had to have stuff that I didn't even know existed when I went in there. And that's a little ridiculous when you think about it. If I was living just fine without it before, and it wasn't something that I, you know, had a need for, or was aware of a need for, or had anything that was like, oh, this would really simplify my life in this way, the power of advertising to influence all of us to go buy things that before seeing the ad we didn't even know were something maybe we wanted is kind of amazing. And I guess I'm thankful that living in a more remote area, I'm very often not exposed to a lot of that influence, because it makes it easier to be content with what you have. When I was growing up, my mother would always usually tend to throw away catalogs when they arrived in the mail, because she said, well, they're just discontent books. All you do is look at them and you think about the things you don't have that you wish you had. And I think there was a lot of wisdom in that. If I'm not sitting here at home thinking, I really need a new splitting maul. I don't use a splitting maul just because my wood's so little and so easy to chop. I don't even need the full force of this little axe for most things, except for occasionally when I hit a knot. So it just doesn't make that much sense for me to swing the extra weight of a maul. They're certainly helpful if you're splitting bigger wood for a normal sized fireplace. But anyway, if it's not something I already was aware that I needed or would benefit from having or something like that, we probably don't need it that bad. One of the tricks that I use to try to help my self-control and regulate some of those things is if I see something that I think I do want, if it's not on the very basic list of, you know, gas for a vehicle or groceries or something like that, I put it on a wish list. And if it's still on that wish list a month or so later, then it's probably something I do actually want or would use, even if it's not something that's absolutely necessary. But then I can prioritize the things on my wish list. I can look at them, I can, you know, note kind of how much each one will cost, and kind of make a priority list. Well, this is, as I save up the money, this is the first thing I want to put that toward, and this is the next thing, and so on. And I think it helps me personally. Everyone's got different ways of doing budgets and stuff. I don't officially do a budget personally, but it helps me with just having a little self-control and not carelessly wasting my money on something that I don't care that much about, and then running into something I would rather have or that's more useful or something along those lines, and then not having the cash for it because I already spent it on something useless. Just one of my little tricks for being frugal around this area. There is something I really do enjoy about splitting firewood. It's just, a few of you guys have mentioned it as well who do similar things. It's just relaxing. I don't so much like, I'm thankful for it and glad I have one because it would otherwise be a giant pain if I had to do it by hand. But I don't so much love running a chainsaw. I just don't like the noise. It means I can't talk to you guys at the same time, and if I'm not talking to you, as you probably know, I'm usually listening to an audiobook. I'm right in the middle of David McCullough's 1776 right now. I enjoy true stories, history, all kinds of nonfiction, and good fiction as well, though. I read the majority of all the classics and stuff when I was a much younger person. So now I do find myself listening to more nonfiction things, but that's what I'm usually doing when I'm not recording a video. But anyway, in general, guys, that's just a couple of my thoughts on Black Friday in the US. Oh, and I guess I should say, this is a little hard for me because of everything I just said about that I don't encourage people to spend their money on useless things, but I know a lot of people want to get gifts. A lot of people celebrate Christmas. It's a very big deal for their family. Personally, it wasn't something my family celebrated growing up. So for me, it doesn't have any of those, family memory connotations. So I can probably be a little more detached than a lot of people from the whole thing. But because I'm not into all that spending useless stuff, sometimes it's hard for me to market myself, but I do sell wildlife photos and some landscape and stuff of the cool nature I get to be surrounded by. And there is a link under every video to a store where you can buy prints or mugs or cards, or I think you can even do stamps or t-shirts, and of course, canvas prints, metal prints, photo prints to put on your wall, that kind of thing. But I guess a lot of people don't see that, and several of you said you think I should tell all my listeners, all my viewers, that it is there so people are more aware of it. So if there's somebody you must buy a gift for the holidays, and wildlife or nature is something they enjoy, I do have a site that's linked down below where I sell all that stuff. And I won't do Patreon or any of those things, but if you like my channel and you value the time that takes into putting information out there, I would certainly appreciate if you think about doing some of your Christmas shopping via that route. And it's just hard. I don't usually mention it because I don't enjoy marketing myself, because it's probably not something most people really need. I mostly do the photos just because it's something I love doing, and if somebody buys some and it helps cover the costs of camera equipment and stuff, then that's great too. But anyway, I guess just hope you guys are all enjoying your holidays. I think it's probably colder, and so I hope you guys are all enjoying your start to the American holiday season, or whatever else is going on in whatever country you might be watching me from. And thanks again to everybody for their kind words and encouragement and positive thoughts for what's going on around here as I go forward. Hope you folks are all enjoying your day, doing something peaceful and relaxing for you. and taking the time to think about what you actually have in life and what you actually do want and working towards those goals. Because that's kind of one of the biggest things I try to encourage people to do, is not that everyone has the same dreams as me or same hopes as me or any of that, but to think about what is important to you and what steps do you need to take to make those things possible for yourself. That's all, guys. Thanks for being here. Thanks for watching, folks. If you're interested in more info on my off-grid tiny house life, check out some of my other videos here. And if you like what you're seeing, click the little picture of my house to subscribe and then hit the little bell so YouTube actually notifies you every time there's a new video available. See y'all next time.